Lima, yes, sir.
And you work at the
Engine plant, Ford Lima engine plant, yes. Pardon me?
Ford
Ford Lima.
Independent of some of the governor's policies, some of the overall job numbers are pretty good in Ohio, at least the way they're trending.
Sure.
Added 90,000 jobs, unemployment dropped to 6.7%, wages went up in the last quarter that the data is available. So, I mean, do you agree that things are heading in the right direction, or do you still see...
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I think, we're heading in the right direction. The manufacturing base, I guess, is trending back. But, that started back in 2-3 years ago with some agreements with, the big three in the UAW as far as bringing some jobs back into the states. And with that, Lima has benefited, our plant has benefited from that. So.
Certainly President Obama and his policies have been part of the positive impact in our state, and what he has done with the auto bailout certainly matters a lot in terms of what we've been able to do with job growth. I wouldn't necessarily attribute that to Governor Kasich and his policies.
And these tax shifts are not going to help progress. It's going to take us back.
Speaking about jobs, when you're talking about that in the education field, and you look at the way the governor has cut and what he has done to public schools and all the teachers that have lost their jobs, in every district that I know of and all of my friends around Northwest Ohio, and seeing what they've had to do more with less, and to have increased class size and things because the governor has cut state funding for schools dramatically across the board.
Ohio's Constitution requires we provide public education. It doesn't require that we fund private schools or charter schools, and I'm not against any of those, but not on the taxpayer dime. I used to be a township trustee. Local government funds need to be restored. Local governments are required to provide more and more services, fire, EMS, maintain cemeteries, parks, etc. Services that affect our citizens daily, and do it with less and less money. We deserve to have that money given back to us.
If this governor thinks he's going to bring right to work, he's got a fight on his hands. Right to work is wrong. Right to work for less is all it is.
Hasn't been much said about that for a while, has there?
Oh, it's still on the books.
Said the meeting last week.
If what happens in Michigan can happen the way it's
He wants to get it elected.
You're talking about no rights at work?
No rights at work, brother.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
He just wants to get elected. Laying low, staying cool.
People that are earning a good wage, that have benefits, do not need public assistance, and they can afford local goods and services, which stimulates the local economy. It's a win-win for everybody, and for any politician who claims they have family values, then why don't you value my family?
Yes.
With regard to the phrase "no rights at work," are there any specific rights that law would revoke?
what that law does by having the so-called right to work. What it does is it really impacts the way groups can come together as like a teaching in the school district for all the teachers to be together, and you reduce the ability for them to stick together as a group, and slowly you see the rights diminish. If you look at states like Florida, it's atrocious the way that the conditions of public schools there. I couldn't teach in that kind of environment, and it's teachers advocating for kids and for working conditions and class sizes and those kind of things that don't just, it's not about benefiting the teacher, it's about benefiting the community and the kids. And with the right to work laws, they diminish the capacity for teachers to be able to do that. The teachers who know best for the kids because they're right there in the trenches.
So it's more of a cause and effect. There aren't any specific rights that right to work would actually...
Well, say for example, your employer pays you $20 an hour. In a right to work state, you can say, okay, we're redoing things around here. If you want to keep your job, you can stay here for $8 an hour, whether you have a union or not, because we're going to replace you otherwise. Right to work states, 8 of 10 of them, most of them southern states, have highest poverty rates.
All right, we all...
Yeah, I think so. Thanks, folks. I know it's very
Thank you,
cold.
guys.